you'd be surprised how literally men that are 40 years old, they still don't know what they want. They're still not ready to commit.
I don't think it's about not knowing what they want and not ready to commit. I think it's that you're going to come to a crossroads and understand the pros and cons to a relationship or a marriage. And you have to weigh the options, like, does it benefit me or does it not benefit?
Clearly doesn't benefit a bunch of them because they can get anyone they want anytime.
And it's not about that, because that doesn't determine if they get women or don't get women.
What is it?
You know what I'm saying? We're talking about strictly, is there a benefit to me getting married at all?
Do you think men think there's no benefit to being married?
A lot of them, it's actually worse if they get married. It's like a huge risk.
Why?
For the woman, she has the opportunity to get the kids automatically. She gets to have half of his earnings without having to earn what he earned or hustle what he hustled. They have the opportunity to be able to get alimony. They have the opportunity to own assets that they didn't work for. So what does this man benefit for if it doesn't work out? He actually loses. It's a valid reason to say...
Man, it's honestly sad at this point. They'll ignore the entire incentive structure, the potential loss of assets, custody battles, alimony, and everything else, and then act like a man choosing peace and staying single is somehow broken. When women prioritize their own interests, it's called empowerment. But when a man carefully weighs the risks and decides bachelorhood is the better option, suddenly there's something wrong with him.
I think relationships are going to continue to falter. We're going to see more and more women angry on TikTok, crying in a car about why they can't find a day or why they can't find a guy.
Or divorcing their husbands.
Or divorcing their husbands.
20 years, yeah, you're 35 years old, 40 years old, my husband's a good guy, and
But he's just boring. Yeah,
and I'm going to divorce him. Like,
yeah. That's where we are. Because we prioritize, women nowadays are told to prioritize their happiness over everything else. It's like, it's not about marriage and duty. It's about, are you happy or you're not happy? No, divorce and leave them. Like, that's the route. And we have an entire infrastructure built around that with family courts, divorce courts, lawyers, all that other stuff. So there's a need to keep that machine going, right? But we've seen the marriage industry collapse. Like David Bridal's like closed all over the place. We see divorce rates are sky high. Guys are waking up and realizing that marriage isn't a good option for them a lot of the times. So this is what I think.
Nah, bro. They built an entire economic machine around breaking families apart. You've got family courts, divorce attorneys, and media pushing the idea that if you're not completely happy every second, it's time to walk away. But now that more men are seeing the blueprint and choosing not to play the game, that machine is starting to feel the consequences. The collapse of David's Bridal is being pointed to as a visible sign of changing consumer behavior and men stepping back from traditional marriage expectations.
Happy life, no wife. Another thing I've noticed as I've gotten older is the fact that I don't have the patience for a stubborn mule. I don't have the patience for somebody to sit here and disagree with me and like be stubborn and try to fight me when I know the way I'm going is correct. I know the way that I'm going is right. I know where we are headed. I know where I'm taking us. I don't have the time to sit here and prove that my way is right. I just have to go. I only have time to execute the plan. I only have time to execute the mission. I only have the energy and the focus to execute the mission. I don't have time for anybody to sit here and fight me on my plans, my way of doing things. This is why I say happy wife, no life. And this is one of the many reasons, of course. But yeah, like if you're a man on his mission, a man on your purpose, you know, they wait at the finish line to smash the winners. So you're not really going to build with a chick today. I wouldn't waste my time doing it.
It's almost funny watching people act shocked when ambitious, driven men decide to walk away from dating altogether. They assume these men must be lonely, when many are simply choosing peace and protecting their time. You can't demand that a man be the leader, provider, and protector while constantly undermining every decision he makes. The equation is pretty simple. If marriage feels like a constant battle instead of a partnership, some men will decide that staying single is a better deal.
Might set off some triggers on this one. Modern marriage terrifies a lot of men for one simple reason. You see, the responsibilities stayed traditional, while the authority completely disappeared, vanished. Men are still expected to lead, provide, protect, sacrifice, work, solve problems, stay emotionally stable, carry pressure, take in chaos, fund lifestyle, be loyal, be disciplined, and basically shut the fuck up 90% of the time, right? But the minute that man expects accountability, ownership, respect, restraint, cooperation, and loyalty, game over. Now he's controlling, he's toxic, he's manipulative, or the favorite word today, narcissistic. If they even know what the hell that means. You see, that contradiction is why so many men quietly check out of marriage.
It's sad because men have been quietly dealing with this double standard for far too long. Society expects a man to carry the weight, provide the lifestyle, and absorb the pressure. Yet the moment he asks for basic cooperation and mutual respect, he gets painted as a problem. Men aren't necessarily running from responsibility. They're becoming more careful about where they invest their time, energy, and commitment. They are not avoiding the work. They are questioning whether the trade is worth the cost.
I don't know, man. Like the whole getting married, growing old together, having a family and all that. It just doesn't seem like my thing. I don't know if it's just, and then I know it sounds crazy, bro. I know it sounds crazy, but just bear with me. I just don't see myself being like that family man. I see myself being a motherfucking bachelor. Like, and I'm sorry that sounds terrible, bro, but I'm being so genuine when I say this. Like, I don't see myself being happy in marriage. I don't see myself being, it's not even about partnership. It's just the idea of, I can see myself having a partner. It's the idea of having a family and all these things, like the whole typical, like, human life, lifeline. I don't see myself doing that, bro. I want to travel. I want to make as much money as I can. I want to own exotic cars. I want to own a fucking big ass fucking house. Like, and honestly, I wouldn't mind being a fucking bachelor the rest of my life. I really don't care to be in commitment, to be honest. And maybe it's just because I'm younger, but I'm almost 30 saying this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just at a point where I'm getting older and I'm craving it less. I mean, I would think if down the line I'm going to crave it at all, it should be becoming more of a craving and less of, I don't really care.
It's refreshing to see a young man speak his mind without letting emotional guilt control his choices. For generations, men were taught that their value came from sacrificing everything for a family, even when the personal cost became overwhelming. Now, more men are questioning that old expectation and placing greater value on their happiness, financial stability, and peace of mind. Choosing a life that feels right for you isn't automatically selfish. It can simply be an act of self-preservation.
Starting to understand why men don't want to get married in 2026, and it's obvious. These men go out there and they literally bust their ass, and they trust you enough not to get a prenup, go through with it, right? Marry you. You know, shit hit the fan. Shit go left, y'all get a divorce, and you want to leave him with nothing. Feels like she is entitled to all the assets, properties, and all the things that you have and had before you even got married. That she had no part in, but she thinks she's entitled to that. If y'all even built something within that marriage, by all means, split that. Or whatever you have to do. But why come after shit that you ain't have no partake in? You can't leave this marriage with what you came in with and what he came in with. Why? Why you gotta be so evil? This is the same woman that said, I do till death do us part. We locked in forever. It's the same woman, right? So in love with you, but want to leave you high and dry without a penny in your pocket. This the same person, right? Y'all savages. Where is the old, like, love nowadays? There is no, we're done. We're gonna work through this, whether it's counseling, whether it's like we pray together, whether we're gonna make it work. What happened to that love? Y'all all in it for something. Shit is sad. I don't understand it.
It's telling when people finally start asking why trust in modern relationships has declined. She's wondering why more men aren't willing to work through things, while ignoring how years of changing relationship expectations have shaped that distrust. If men believe marriage could leave them financially devastated after divorce, it's understandable that some will approach commitment with serious caution. You can't dismiss those concerns and then act surprised when more brothers start viewing marriage as a high-risk decision.
A lot of girls like to shame incels for being single, but what a lot of these girls don't know is that a lot of men are single because they're aware of who and what women really are. These are the men who spot red flags like snipers. One lie, one inconsistency, one attempt at manipulation, and they are gone. No hesitation. Because the truth is that you can't gaslight a man who understands how women really operate. He knows when something feels off because he trusts his experience and his instincts, not her excuses. He doesn't fall for the trauma dump queens. He doesn't fall for the pick-me sob stories. And he doesn't fall for the My ex was crazy fairy tales. He sees the pattern, and he sees the damage. Then he dips like a chicken McNugget in barbecue sauce. And make no mistake, gentlemen, women can't stand these men because they can't be easily controlled. No buttons to push, no insecurities to poke, no weaknesses to exploit. Manipulation only works on the blind, guys. But the man who understands women isn't blind. He's observant. He catches the tone. He catches the switch. He catches the silence. But most importantly, he catches the micro disrespect that she thought slipped through. This kind of man is single because he refuses to settle for chaos wrapped in a pretty package. If peace costs him a woman, he will choose peace every single time. Modern women want men who are dumb, desperate, and distracted. But these kinds of men are none of these. He is calm, he is focused, and he is impossible to fool. Women like to say they love emotionally intelligent men until they realize he's not going to tolerate their bullshit. Then all of a sudden he's toxic, controlling, and insecure. The truth is that he's none of those. He's just tired of entertaining dysfunction. So women need to realize that some men are single because they're selective, because they have standards, because they're not simps. He's not lonely, he's filtering. And the day he chooses a woman, she will be the rare one who actually...
It's powerful seeing it broken down like this, because a lot of men still feel guilty for walking away from disrespect and dysfunction. We've been conditioned to tolerate unhealthy situations just to keep a relationship alive. But real peace is worth more than temporary validation. When a man learns to value his principles, direction, and well-being instead of constantly chasing someone else's approval, he becomes much harder to manipulate and far more confident in his choices.
All my friends are single right now. You got some dating advice for them?
No, stay single. Why would you want added expense? That's dumb.
But love doesn't always cost. Sometimes love could be real.
Always costs. Always. In what world?
You got your heart broken a couple times?
Never.
Why you never get your heart broken?
They have logic and common sense.
Sounds very transactional.
Everything in life is transactional. Everything. No matter how you try to splice it, no matter what these therapists and people try to say, everything is transactional.
What about a prenup?
Why not just not do it?
Don't you get lonely ever?
Buy a dog.
It's real to see a man refuse to be guilt into a deal that doesn't make sense for him. For years, men were told that accepting legal, financial, and emotional risk was simply part of being a man. But once you strip away the pressure, a man living comfortably, building his wealth, protecting his peace, and choosing his own path isn't necessarily missing out. He may simply be prioritizing freedom. Here's the bigger reality. More men are questioning whether traditional marriage still offers a balance of responsibility, respect, and partnership they are looking for. They are looking at divorce rates, financial consequences, and the realities of family court, then deciding to think carefully before signing up. And when a man chooses peace and self-respect over a relationship he believes is unhealthy, society may call him lonely, bitter, or broken. But sometimes it's simply making a decision that works for his life. If you're rocking with the real talk and tired of the double standards, hit that like button and subscribe for more.